Good evening, everybody. This is Kelly Schnarenberg in Denver, Colorado, and I'd like to welcome you to our leadership webinar this evening. Folks, what we're going to do this evening is I'm going to give you some real simple ideas on how to market products and market them in mass. I'm going to give you some real simple concepts, and then I'm going to introduce you to a bunch of brand new people in our company that have literally, every one of them have been here 60 days or less. And the concepts I'm talking about, they not only are mastering the concepts. I believe the group of people you're going to hear from tonight is probably going to do 600-700 life apps this month conservatively. We're probably talking about $1.4 or $1.5 million in targeted life premium, but I believe they're going to do more health insurance apps than that. I believe they'll also do an equal amount of property and casualty apps. Okay, folks, when I personally do a bot presentation, if you're looking at the product slides right now where it says life insurance, one of the questions I ask everybody in the meeting is I ask people, can I see a show of hands of people that have term life insurance? And when people raise their hand, the next question I ask them is at the end of the term, what happens to your coverage? Well, the question everybody gives you, the answer is your coverage ceases. And then the next question I ask them is what happens to the premium you paid for your coverage? And guess what the answer is for that? The insurance company keeps it. So that's where I tell them there's a product called term return of premium. In other words, at the end of the term, you get 100% of your money back. And what I ask people in the meeting is, would you rather have an insurance company keep your money, or would you rather have your family keep it and maybe have it become part of your retirement package? Again, I emphasize this. You can't take someone off a life insurance product if they have serious health issues. You have to be able to get them a standard rating to do so. But again, folks, I'd venture to say every meeting I do, we'll probably have 4 or 5 people end up buying life insurance just out of the meeting because they ask them that simple question. Okay, the next thing I ask people is I tell them there are 3 reasons why people buy Index Universal Life Whole Life. Number 1 is death benefit protection for their family. Number 2 is cash value accumulation, no capital gains tax at the time you are accumulating the cash value. And number 3 is tax benefits. At some point in your life, if you want to use the cash value, you can borrow it out of the policy and not pay capital gains tax. Okay, I also make them aware that 62% of the people at some point in their life, and again, I'm going to repeat that, 62% of the people at some point in their life are going to have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, become disabled, or end up in a nursing home. The number 1 reason people file bankruptcy in America today is a medical illness, and about 40% of the people who file bankruptcy happen to have major medical insurance when they file bankruptcy. Well, they have products out there today called living benefits, critical illness benefits. In other words, in the event that you have a heart attack, stroke, cancer, in the event that you become disabled or end up in a nursing home, if you have living benefits or critical illness benefits on your policy, guess what? Your life insurance policy pays while you're alive. Well, what is the reason people buy life insurance? I think there's 3 reasons why people buy it. Number 1, protection for their family. Number 2, if it's an Index Universal Life policy, it becomes part of their retirement program. But guess what the hottest product is in the country today? It's Index Universal Life Living Benefits. In other words, in the event that some of these catastrophes happen to your family, you have a life insurance policy that now pays critical illness benefits or living benefits. Once again, what do you think the general American would rather have? Do you think they would rather have a complete coverage that covers 3 things? Number 1, death benefit for the family. Number 2, retirement benefits, cash value accumulation for the family. And number 3, critical illness, living benefits for the family. That's common sense. The next product I want to talk about is health insurance. And Jim Files has done a spectacular job on putting this portal together. Folks, since Obama plan has been passed, whether you like it or not, next year everybody in this country is going to get to have health insurance. Well, most of the major medical companies now came out with something called short-term major medical, and you have to have reasonably good health to get this. But again, I'm going to use myself as an example and use Nancy as an example. I had Blue Cross major medical insurance. Nancy had Blue Cross. I'm 54, a little bit overweight. I was spending $800 a month. $800 a month for Blue Cross Blue Shield. Nancy was spending just about $700. Between both of us, we were spending about $1,500 a month. Well, guess what we can do with the short-term major medical? Number one, we get full-blown eye coverage, which we certainly didn't have with Blue Cross. Number two, we have full-blown dental plan, which again we didn't have with Blue Cross. Number three, with Blue Cross, we had a $5,000 deductible. Here we can reduce the deductible down to $2,500, and listen to this, we can save $800 a month. That's $9,600 a year we can save. So listen to what I'm going to tell you here. You go to people that are self-employed, people that don't have group insurance. You ask them a simple question. If we could show you how to save 30 to 50% on your existing health insurance, would that be of interest to you? All you have to do is send them to the website, give them your ID, they go put their information in. Within 1 or 2 minutes, they're going to get a phone call, they're going to get a free quote. If they accept the policy, they're going to write it, and our back office will service it, and you get paid. How simple is that? Folks, you can do this one-on-one. You can do it in a group setting. Literally, I believe there's people in our company that are going to start selling 1 or 2 of these a day themselves individually. Did everybody hear what I just said? I think what people in our company, literally, that sell 1 or 2 of these a day, asking people if you want to save 30 to 50%. Next product I want to key on is CDs. Folks, there are 40 million seniors in America. Our government's guesstimating that there's approximately $10 trillion in CDs. A 1-year CD pays 0.33% approximately. A 5-year CD at best about 1.75%. So think about what I'm saying. 40 million seniors, $10 trillion losing money every year. Well, let me explain the concept of a market-linked CD. Number one, it's FDIC insured. Number two, your return's tied to the financial markets. When the markets go up, you get 60% of the gain. When the markets go down, you don't participate in the loss. Again, I'm going to repeat that. Number one, you have FDIC insurance. Your money's never at risk. Number two, when the markets go up, you get 60% of the gain. Number three, when the markets go down, you don't participate in the loss. Your returns are capped at 9% a year. Folks, we got 40 million people out there, $10 trillion that are losing money every year, and here we have a product that we can give them the same FDIC insurance they have, only at just a better rate of return with no risk whatsoever. Here's how you sell the product. There's only 2 questions you're going to ask a new person. Question number one you're going to ask them is, what do you like best about your CD? Well, what do you think the answer is 100% of the time? It's FDIC insurance. My money's not at risk. That's why they buy it. Well, question number two you're going to ask them is, what do you like least about your CD? Well, what do you think the answer is 100% of the time? It's my return. I'm losing money. I'm not making money. That's where, if you have a license, you're going to get out our brochure and explain the concept of indexing to them. I've said this in meetings before, and I believe this, and I mean it when I say it. If you had 100 people that had a traditional CD and you showed this product 100 times, I believe you'd have 100 sales. when you can give them the same FDIC insurance they already have, just a better rate of return. If that's not common sense, I don't know what common sense is. The last product I want to talk about tonight is PNC. Once again, if you're licensed, here's how the program works. And if you're unlicensed, it still works the same way. All you're going to do is ask someone, I think we might be able to save you 10 to 30% on your existing property and casualty coverage. What you're going to do is help them go to a website. You're going to get their declaration page, put it in our back office along with your ID number, and guess what? A free quote comes back. Listen to this, folks. We're going to quote it, write it, and service it, and you're going to get paid. I'm going to repeat that again. We're going to quote it, write it, and service it. You're going to get paid. How simple is that? So what's it really boiled down to? Boils down to doing the program right. What's the first thing you do when you sponsor someone new? You do a financial needs analysis on them on life insurance, as well as their health insurance, as well if they have money, they may need an annuity, a CD, as well as getting them a free quote on PNC. Second thing you do is you help them make a list of names and start to replicate the process. It doesn't get any simpler than that. What I'd like to do right now is I want to introduce you to a brand new leg we have in the company. And everybody I'm going to introduce tonight is in this leg. It's a new leg, less than 60 days old. And folks, when you hear what these people are doing at the time frame they're doing it, it's scary. Jason Emerson, are you out there tonight?
Yes, sir.
Jason, you have one of the biggest backgrounds in network marketing in America. The last company you ran, you had 60,000 people in your organization, did over 100 million in sales. You're putting together a team as the who's who in the insurance business, as well as network marketing. Jason, if you would, why don't you share what your hot button is about this? Jason, in the last company you're in, you did 100 million in sales with our comp plan. With our comp plan, Jason, if you did that kind of sales volume here, what would you personally made?
Close to $500 million.
Say that again.
Close to $500 million.
$500 million. Jason, if you would, why don't you talk about some of your team? You have some people on tonight that you're going to introduce. Jason, what I'd like to know, how many life apps do you think you're going to do in your entire organization this month?
Well, I'll tell you, this month we are cranking up, man. I'll tell you this. One thing that I'll tell you that I've learned about this industry and this company is we were a bit humbled because there's a process, but I love the process. I embrace the process. I embrace the journey. But this month, too, is going to be phenomenal, guys. I can tell you right now, just with the current team that's in place, I can see anywhere from 600 to 700, just life apps coming through in the next 30 days. Now, that's excluding the new organization that we're bringing on from Ohio. When you guys hear about this guy and this team, it's going to blow your socks off. So I'm gonna put it out there, and I'm gonna say, Kelly, we're gonna push for 1,000 apps this month, bud.
That's amazing, Jason. How many health apps do you think you'll do?
1,000.
I love it. I love it. How many PNC apps do you think you'll do?
1,000.
Folks, did everybody just hear that tonight? You're talking about 3,000 apps. Again, you're only talking about potentially 1,000 customers, but you're talking about 3,000 apps. Jason, if you would, why don't you share what you do when a brand new person comes in your business? Obviously, you're doing something to get everybody to do an F&A, commit to buy life insurance, health insurance, PNC. Why don't you share what you talk to these people about when they come in?
Not a problem, Kelly. One of the most important things that you keep on, verbalizing out there is sharing. So I just want to start with this. Everybody stop selling and start sharing. A lot of folks want to get out there and sell this product. You don't need to, guys. This product is so blooming good. You just need to just share the excitement and passion that you have about this product. If you don't have it, find somebody else's story and use it. Because every time I listen to Kelly talk about his products and what he's put together in this company, there's a voice of complete happiness that just conveys through, because he is 100% happy. He knows that we have the best products in the world. when you know that we have the best products in the world, you're not going to be scared to sit down with somebody and switch over their PNC, switch over their health insurance, take a look at their financial needs analysis, add to what needs to be added to, and then also taking a look down the road at CDs and other annuities and stuff that we have, like those index annuities. I can tell you right now that every single person that we sit down with, it's a real simple process. It's replace and it's add an auto ship. And the auto ship is just simply there for people to get involved, to have a monthly commitment as they go out there, so they can share their story and what they're doing. But what it's doing is it's allowing us to be able to capture and not only share a product to each person, but we get to share a product and save them money in 4 different avenues. And that way it creates a lot more commissions out there. But remember, we're sharing a product that makes sense. We're sharing a product that actually is changing people's lives, and it's a better product for people. And so with that being said, it's a simple transition. I'm not trying to sell them into something that doesn't make sense. I share with them how to save 15 to 30% on their property and casualty. I share with them on how you can take somebody, well, Kelly's story's perfect, $1,500 a month. Are you joking? He's saving $10,000 a year. The average person, if they made an extra $400 to $500 a month, that would save them out of bankruptcy. I mean, you can just go to a business owner and show them how to save money at the health insurance alone, and you could, potentially keep them from filing bankruptcy because, it's just crazy. So, I mean, that's all we're doing, Kelly, is we're just sharing with people the vision of these products, and then we're sharing with them the vision on how to go out there and build an organization, so we can achieve the goal that QS2 family has of $1 billion cap company. I mean, that's what we're doing, Kelly.
Jason, I appreciate that. The next person I'd like to bring on is Jason's business partner, Mike Morano. Mike, are you out there tonight?
I'm here, Kelly.
Hey, Mike, you're fast becoming an expert on Index Universal Life. Mike, I'd like you to personally share what you're doing with yourself, your family regarding the Index Universal Life product. I'd like you kind of share your passion with everybody listening on this call tonight, how you're setting this up to not only give your family the protection, but this to become part of your retirement package.
You bet. I'd be happy to do that. As I got involved in this industry, and like I said, I was new to insurance and financial services when I got here, I started listening and learning and plugging into the information, watching the videos at QS2 University, learning about what the products were out there. And that IUL just kept on popping up at me, and there's something about that caught my attention. And as I delved into it, as I surrounded myself, asked some questions, it just made sense. When you take a product that gives you an opportunity to participate in the gains without having to worry about any of the losses in the stock market, so I can get all that great return that other people are looking to get without any of the risk, and allow me to put it into a vehicle that gives me life coverage today in case something happens to me or to my wife. It also allows me to have that coverage that's going to grow over the years, so for the next 10, 15, 20 years as that coverage grows, and then, of course, it's growing me a retirement in the future. So what we're doing with our team is we're getting husbands and wives both to get their own IULs. So each of us are picking one up. We're putting it into place, and we're starting to fund it. Now, as we start looking at our growth, and Jason and I, we're on a rocket ship here with you guys at QS2, and so we're excited about being here. We take a look at where our commissions are going and what's going on. I know what it's costing me to do a single premium IUL, and based on our current projections, I should be able to put one of those in place for over $100,000 in coverage about every month over the next 12 months. As I do that, that's going to give me $1.2 million in coverage. It's going to put some money to work for me, so I'm working towards retirement. And down the road, you've already mentioned it earlier, down the road I can take that money out tax-free at any time for any reasons, whether it's a health condition, an emergency need, or just a fun trip or a new boat. I keep telling people, whatever it is I desire to have, I could do that. And, of course, it's going to secure my retirement all the way out through the rest of my life and still leave a death benefit or a tax-free benefit for my kids. And so IUL, it's the only way to go as far as looking forward to retirement. It gives you the best of all worlds. It gives you the disability. It gives you the critical care. It gives you the long-term care. It gives you all those benefits packed into one policy. I just love them. And like everyone on our team is picking one up, and that's part of what we call our auto ship program. We've saved people money on their PNC. We've saved people money on their health insurance. We're getting them return a premium on the life insurance, or we're increasing their life insurance coverage. Now we're helping them get the IUL to put their financial future, secure that financial future. And that's the auto ship part of what we teach people to do, is get in, take it, stretch a little bit, make it hurt a little bit, get yourself working towards the future so you can get things dialed in for your family. Let's put it back on track.
Hey, Mike, let me recap what you just said. It's safe to say that how you sell the IUL, number one is death benefit for the family, protection. Number two, retirement income. Number three, tax-free retirement program. Am I not correct there?
Oh, absolutely. And then you add on that additional benefit of being able to know that you've got disability coverage, long-term care coverage, critical care coverage. I mean, because you've got those additional flexibilities when you take the money out.
Hey, Mike and Jason, what percentage of the people do you think that sign up in your organization are going to buy an IUL? What percentage do you think will buy one?
Our commitment is 100%. That's part of being a member of our team. Everybody's committed to get in and get it done.
But what do you tell them up front to have that kind of closing ratio? How do you present this up front to have that kind of closing ratio with people buying an IUL? How do you preface this? That's phenomenal.
You know, we're just telling people you've been involved in these kind of deals before. You've bought lotions, potions, pills, and juices. And when you got done with it, you had nothing to show for it. This time we're going to leave you something to show for it. You're going to put together your retirement plan. And so this is your auto ship part of the business. You're going to build yourself a retirement using IUL.
Folks, I hope everybody in this company takes this to heart right now, what we're talking about. This group here in Utah, and it's a nationwide group already, they're monetizing their clientele three ways. Number one, with IUL. Number two, health insurance. Number three, PNC. It's all how you present it, folks, all how you present it. The next person I'd like to bring on, Jason, why don't you give Elvis the proper introduction?
Super, I will. Guys, listen, Elvis was introduced to me from Zan Horlocker and Burt Green. I've learned a lot about Elvis in the last little bit. Elvis is he's a Polynesian here from Utah, and I say that with pride because I grew up with Polynesians my whole life. I love this guy. He's a Nuso. He's a brother. This guy's got a determination like nobody's tomorrow. You know, one of the quickest ways to fail in life or in this industry is by quitting. And when he tells you his first 2 weeks, you know, being in the company for the first 2 weeks, and when you hear about his 30-day goals and where he's expanding, it's phenomenal. Elvis is a family man. With that being said, Elvis, come on the phone and explain to them, you know, your process the first couple of weeks.
Jason, can you hear me?
Hey, Elvis.
I can hear you.
Yes.
Elvis,
real briefly, if you would, share with everybody on the phone tonight your background in network marketing, the type of businesses you built before, the type of incomes you made.
Kelly, I'd be glad to. I've been in the industry since '89. Actually started with a company called A.O. Williams. I did very well with them for a short stint, but really didn't know what I had a hold of, Kelly and everybody, and just kind of ventured from there. Was fortunate a few years after that to meet a gentleman who told me how to be successful in the industry, and I built an organization of 26,000 people in a company called Excel Communications, and I had 5,000 of those people in the islands of Hawaii. And since that time, been going from a couple of 3 companies and been able to average about $30,000 to $35,000 a month in those companies. Then Zan gave me a call about QS2 and liked what I heard, got excited, and as Jason said, my first 2 weeks I was just trying to pass the insurance license, and got a 60 the first time, was really bummed out. Went for the second time, got a 68, and just passed it last Wednesday, Kelly, with a 78. So I'm excited. I'm excited because I could actually go to work now. And so the first 2 weeks took 3 tests, but we're now ready to put people into action. I like what you shared today, Kelly, about the products, and it's a review of what I've been told by Mike and Jason and Dan. And I just see real quickly after being on the phone with people that I know in Hawaii, Sacramento, Phoenix, Denver, and other places that I have, that this month my goal is to put 40 to 50 people on application on life insurance policies, and of course the health insurance, and of course, you know, the indexed universal life is something that I'm very excited about. All the products that we have are exciting. I was at a family barbecue yesterday, and people asked me what I was doing, and I asked not exactly, but what you said about term life. 4 of my relatives had term life insurance policies. I said, well, what happens after you're done with your 10, 15, 20-year term life policy? And they said, well, you know, I got to start all over again. And I said, what happens to the money? They said, well, it goes away. And I said, well, what if you could do it to where you go 10, 15, 20 years, and then after that time, you get all the premium back? And they, well, how do I do that? And I said, well, we're meeting together, and I'm bringing them to a meeting on Wednesday that we're doing. So, Kelly, I'm excited. We're going to get after this. I'm excited to work with Jason and my leadership team, and looking forward to, you know, getting my financial needs analysis in place and getting my health insurance and life insurance and PNC and all of the above. So I believe it's need to be a product of the product to be able to go talk to people about, you know, how this works. And, you know, the products are there. They're simple. They're easy to understand. It's what I call the no-brainers. You know, FDIC, but with a great, you know, rate of return. That's a no-brainer. Health insurance, save 50% in the process. That's a no-brainer. So I'm just excited to be here, looking forward to really going to work now that I'm licensed, and I'm excited to be here with this team, Kelly, and with QS2.
Well, Elvis, I can't wait to meet you face to face. I've heard such great things about you, and when a new person can come in that's been here a couple of weeks, their first 30 days, go out and do 40, 50 apps, do 75, 100,000 targeted life premium. Obviously, you're a leader, you're a doer, you epitomize what leadership is about. Really look forward to meeting you face to face, Elvis. The next gentleman I'm going to introduce tonight, Mike Morano and Mike was there all Friday, all Saturday. I came in Friday night, met a gentleman down in Columbus, Ohio, Chad Wickline. Chad has a tremendous background in life insurance. He understands index universal life in a way most people will never understand it. Chad's been with our company literally just getting started. He's about 10 days into our company. Folks, I want you to listen to what I'm about to tell you. I'm sure everybody knows on this line tonight that if you do 125,000 targeted life premium in a month, that qualifies you for a $10,000 a month stipend. Well, Chad, why don't you share your background in insurance? Why don't you share your background in network marketing, how big organizations you built, the type of incomes you made in network marketing? And Chad, why don't you share what your goal is, Index Universal Life, this month?
Well, certainly, and I certainly appreciate, Kelly, you guys having us on the call this evening. You know, we got started in network marketing about 17 years ago, and started making a little bit of money in 2003, 4, 5, and we're looking for places to put some of this money that we're making. And so our research, my wife and I's research, led us into insurance, and we ultimately uncovered Index Universal Life. I fell so in love with it that I ended up going and getting my insurance license so I could share it with friends and family, and started writing policies for close family members and friends. And, you know, just, you know, we've built organizations in network marketing in excess of teams of 15, 16,000 people. You know, we try to look for companies that have something unique, something exclusive, rocket ships out of the gate, because when you have something where you have that sense of missing out, you know, it brings people in much faster. And I believe that's what we have here with QS2. I absolutely am beside myself that we literally have a network marketing business model where we can actually move IUL through it. And what I'm most excited about is it's very difficult. And you know, Primerica did such a great job, but it took them 14 years to put 750,000 agents in. And it's primarily because insurance is the barrier to entry. The insurance license is the barrier to entry. It's the barrier to get started for most people. But if we focus on recruiting networkers, we don't necessarily need to teach them to sell insurance. We need them to get an insurance license so they can override it. And if they'll just do split cases with the insurance agents that know the game, we can do so much business very quickly. We can help a lot of people. I think IUL is probably the best product on the planet for multiple reasons, not only for protection for family, but even for retirement accounts. I mean, I'm super anti-401k, and one of the things that we're going to do here in our office in Columbus, Ohio, is literally we're going to sit down with everybody that we recruit, and we're going to do the same things that Jason and Mike's organization are doing. Financial needs analysis, absolutely. Switch your PNC. We're going to look at the needs. We're going to look at replacement, and then we're going to look at that auto ship. And, of course, Index Universal Life is going to be that auto ship, but we're going to take a unique spin to it because a lot of the people that we're going to talk to have jobs. Not all the networkers that come into our program or people that are looking at the business opportunity are, full-time network marketers. They have jobs, and a lot of these people, for whatever reason, have been misled into putting money into a 401k. And they know they need to save for retirement. They just don't know the best places to put it. And, you don't have to do much research to find out that 401k is just an absolute, in fact, Time Magazine a few years ago called it an absolute lousy idea, a financial flop. I mean, it doesn't make sense to take a tax deferral today just to pay a bigger tax in the future, because we all know where taxes are going. So if we could educate people, I believe there's a new crusade here. I mean, Art Williams created a crusade with buy, trim, and invest the difference. Kelly, you were just here on Saturday, and one of the things you said was the problem with that company was it was a good concept, but nobody invested the difference. Well, I think there's a new crusade, and that new crusade is to lead people out of the 401k and into an IUL. And interestingly enough, the IUL falls underneath the IRS code under subject settings or section 7702A. I won't bore everybody with the history of the product, but it was created by E.F. Hutton. I'm not that old, but growing up, I remember, watching TV and hearing a commercial, and it would say, when E.F. Hutton speaks, and, you can certainly finish this for me, it's people listen. Created by E.F. Hutton in 1979, IRS didn't like it, took him to court and lost. So IRS didn't like something, took somebody to court and lost. Probably a good place to put your money. So we're going to share with everybody that we tap into and do financial needs analysis. We're going to look for that 401k, and we're going to potentially have them stop paying into the 401k and redirect that money, pay the tax today, and redirect that money, and see if we can't get more coverage, bigger cash values growing for them quicker in an Index Universal Life. So we're excited. I just appreciate everything you guys are putting together as a company. You're making the leadership is stellar. The things that you guys are doing in the field for us to go out and get this done is impressive, and we're certainly appreciative of that. And my personal goal for me and my team, because I'm not going to be able to do it myself, $125,000 target premium in the next 30 days, and we will. Not only a goal, it will in the next 30 days.
Chad, that's phenomenal. I really enjoyed meeting you. I can't tell you how much I'm looking forward to working with you, and the expertise that you're going to bring to our company, bring to everybody in the field, to have someone that has your background, the understanding of IUL and the role it plays. It's a true pleasure. The last person I want to introduce tonight was with Prime America. 8 years in a row, he ran one of the top 10 base shops in A.L. Williams, Prime America. Listen to this, folks. He averaged a 1.5 per recruit in his entire hierarchy. I'm going to repeat that again. In his entire career, 8 years, he ran one of the top 10 base shops in Prime America. He averaged a 1.5 per recruit. That means that everybody bought. Mike Kershevsky, are you out there tonight?
Good evening, Kelly. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. Hey, Mike, you're just getting your feet wet now. You're going into your second month in QS2. Why don't you share what the goals are in your organization this month? How many life apps do you think you're going to produce? How many health apps? How many PNC sales do you think you're going to have? How many do you have on your team now? How many are you going to have by the end of the month? What kind of production do you think you're looking at?
Yeah, absolutely, Kelly. Yeah, well, first of all, we finished out our first month in August right at about 191 recruits. And we're looking to, the way I look at this business, Kelly, is you're either exploding or you're dying. There's no such thing as getting a little bit better. So we're going to just go ahead and every month beat the previous month. So in the month of September, we'll do 250 recruits on the team, which will be 250 life sales. We've got one resource group, Adam Beckett, coming out to our meeting tomorrow night at the Doubletree Hotel. We're expecting to have 100, 150 people in the room, and we're expecting to take 50 to 75 life cases right during the training after the business presentation. So, yeah, there's no doubt about it, you know, in our organization, Kel. And by the way, the P&C, I love what you guys are saying. That's dead on. The property and casualty and the healthcare, everybody that joins our business gets an F&A. We're going to get their insurance in place. We're going to get their property and casualty quote. We're going to get their health quote. And then we're going to go ahead and do an index universal life to help them start restoring their retirement. And, you know, in our organization, it's non-negotiable. I mean, the way we look at it is if someone's going to work in our business, they're going to own the product. That's the way it's always been with me at Primerica, and you're right. That's, I think, one of the reasons we had our numbers so high. I mean, I would tell people, you know, that's your sales tool. You know, when you're sitting down with a family and you're telling them that this is a good thing for them, the worst thing that could ever happen to you is have that family ask you, well, do you own it? And then what if you don't own it, what are you going to say? No, I was just hoping you'd buy it so I can make some money. They should kick you out of their house if you don't believe in it enough to own it yourself. So everyone's going to own it. And I know by law we probably can't tell them that. And I just told them, look, either you're going to own it and be a product of the product, and if not, I'm not working with you. That doesn't mean that you can't be in QS2, but I'm not working with you. Go back and sell soap. Go back and sell lipstick or potions or lotions or juice or energy and just go in those businesses. I'm just constantly reminding them that in our business, if you have 5,000 people on your team, potentially you have the chance to make $1 million a month with 11% of those people being productive. And I'm pointing out to them that there's not a network marketing company out there on the face of this earth where you could only have a downline of 5,000 and make $1 million a month. It just does not exist. The last thing, Kelly, we're doing with our people is we're changing behavior. You know, one of the hardest things to do with people is to change their behavior and to get them thinking straight. So we're always constantly asking people, where are you at? So when I call someone up, when I ask you where you're at, Kelly, I don't need to know that you're in Denver. That's immaterial and irrelevant. What I want to know is how many recruits do you have in for the month? How many life cases do you have in for the month? And what's your premium in for the month? And that's not just team, it's personal and team. Last but not least, how many licensed people do you have in your organization? See, we know, and it's a proven fact in this industry, that when someone has 100 licensed people on their team, they're going to have 11 good ones. They're probably going to have about 100 of them that are worthless for our business. So 11 good people doing 4 cases a month is about 44 cases a month at an average annual premium of $2,500. You're looking at about a $100,000 to $110,000 base shop, and at a 10% to 15% spread, you're looking at about a $10,000 a month passive income. That's where the game begins. But you know what? It's never going to change. People will never change unless they have a consciousness of where they're going. I call it CCMP, clear, concise mental picture of what they want their life and their business to look like. So 250 recruits this month, which will beat our first month of 191, 250 life sales, 250 auto and home, and at least 250 healthcare. We've got some people that have pretty extensive customer lists, and we're going to be attacking them and leading with healthcare on some of them. And I think we'll have a chance to go back and sell them other products. So it could be a lot more healthcare customers. We'll wait and see. But yeah, we're very excited here in Chicago, and we're looking to get on the map our second full month in the business now that we're starting to get people licensed and appointed with ORG.
Well, Mike, I appreciate everything you're doing to have someone that has your expertise, to have someone that did what you did in Prime America. Now you're bringing that attitude, mindset, that commitment, that mental toughness. You're bringing that system, and you couple that with your military background. That's why you're who you are. That's what makes you special. I'd like to thank everybody on this call tonight. every single person on this call. You want to talk about leaders? They're extraordinary. I want to end the call on this. Folks, the correct way to do this business is when you recruit someone, the first thing you do is a financial needs analysis. You place life insurance on them. Number two, if they don't have group health, they're going to have our health insurance because we're going to save them 30 to 50% on what they have, and if they don't have it, they need to have it with us. Number three, you're going to get them a quote on PNC. Number four, you're going to have them make a list of 200 names. And number five, you're going to have them duplicate 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't think it gets any simpler than that. Well, when you start running the system the way you should be running it, guess what happens to your income? It literally explodes. And the one thing you heard about every leader on the phone tonight is if you're going to work with these people, you're going to own the products. It's really, really simple. If you're going to work with these people, you're going to run the system the way it's designed to be ran. Well, here's my encouragement for everybody, no matter how long you've been in, no matter how long you've been here, folks, will start running the system correctly. When you recruit someone, FNA on life insurance, place the life. If they don't have group health insurance, let's save them 30 to 50%, get them on our program. If they don't have health insurance at all, they should have it for their family if they care about their family. If you're going to be in our company, you ought to own our PNC, make a list, and duplicate. Everybody have a fantastic week. Let's have a record-breaking week here. Thanks a million.